Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you didn't know, my name is Rachelle, and today in this video I'm going to be sharing with you tips on how to stay productive during online schooling. So I'm sure all of you know that Corona is still a thing right now in this world, and because this pandemic is still going on, that made a lot of schools decide to make this upcoming school season, at least the beginning of it, online. Yes, I hear that some schools, like high schools and elementary schools, are allowing in-person classes, but I also know that a lot of schools have decided to make it online. For example, a lot of universities, almost all universities I want to say, made this coming fall semester online. And because school is online and you're not actually attending class in person, staying on top of your schoolwork and actually trying to attend online Zoom classes can be difficult. And of course, that brings me to this video, sharing with you tips you can try to help yourself be more productive in online schooling. I really believe that some of these tips will be really helpful for you in increasing your productivity level just because I have tried almost all of them myself. I mean, this coming fall semester will be the longest time frame I will be doing online schooling. However, it's not my first time doing online schooling. Pre-corona, I actually did a little bit of online schooling throughout high school. I decided to do summer school online so I could do both my skating training and school. So yeah, that's a little bit of a backstory about me and my online school experiences and how I've actually developed some of these tips on how to be productive. Before I share with you these tips on how to be productive at home during online schooling, don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Alright, let's just get into these tips. The first tip I have for you is to wake up at a regular time. Consistency is key here. I cannot stress that enough. If you wake up at a consistent time, your body will remember that routine, which will actually help you become more productive in the long run. For example, let's say you wake up at 8 a.m. and go to bed at midnight. If you keep repeating that every single day, your body will remember that routine, and it kind of makes like a mental note in itself that from 8 a.m. to 12 a.m. is your work time, or just the time you are awake in general. I kind of want to say it's kind of like your body knows when to function, which will help increase your productivity level because your body is trained to be energized between that time frame. Again, for that tip, consistency is key. Don't go changing the hours you want to be awake for on a daily basis. I feel like that doesn't really help you to be productive. Having a sleep schedule that fluctuates may result in sleeping in for too long or for occurring too many times in a week, which will actually decrease the amount of hours you have to do work. That actually basically summarizes my second tip for you guys, because my second tip actually goes hand in hand with my first tip. The tip is to develop a healthy sleep schedule. Wake up and sleep at a normal time. Don't pull all-nighters. I know that is a hard one for many students. I've just heard a lot of stories of people cramming their work the night before, pulling all-nighters just to get it done. Don't do that. Plan ahead, get it done early so you can get enough sleep. Pulling all-nighters is A, not very healthy for your body, and B, you'll be so tired in the morning and maybe throughout the day as well that you won't be able to function. So don't do it. Don't pull all-nighters. Developing a healthy sleep schedule will be better for you in the long run. The next tip I have for you is something I actually don't do myself, but I know some people actually do this and they think it's so helpful, so I thought I would share it with you anyways, and that is to change out of your PJs but into something comfortable when you start your work for the day. For some people, it's hard to stay focused when you're wearing pajamas, just because when you're wearing pajamas, it's like the clothes you sleep in, so you kind of want to fall asleep sometimes. I hear you and I get that. So the simple solution is to just change out of your pajamas and wear something else that's comfortable. I personally don't do this. I can actually stay working in my pajamas all day. I just find my PJs the most comfortable pieces of clothing I have, so that's why I'm able to work in it. Now that I think of it, there's two options you can choose from to help yourself become more focused while doing schoolwork at home. The first one being to change out of your PJs if wearing your PJs hinders you from focusing on your schoolwork, or if you just need to be in something that's so comfortable while working, change into your PJs. The next tip I have for you is to eat breakfast. I know it's a common habit for teenagers to skip breakfast, and honestly, I used to skip breakfast myself until I didn't, and I noticed a huge difference in my energy level. When I didn't eat breakfast, I was just always tired, and when I was tired, I wasn't able to think. I wasn't able to focus, and because I wasn't able to think straight or focus, I wasn't productive at all. Eating breakfast gives you that energy to start your day. Eating food actually does more than you think, so please don't skip the food and go straight to the coffee. Get the food, eat some food, and complement it with coffee. The next tip I have for you is to set goals of what you want to get done that day. Also take into consideration how long things usually take for you to do. By setting goals of what you want to do for the day, you'll actually become more productive in a sense, because knowing that you want to get certain stuff done by the end end of the day will help you become more motivated to do those things. And the reason why I say to take into consideration how long you do things is because you need to think of your time management skills and how much you yourself can get done within a day. Don't make your goals for the day too unrealistic. They have to be able to be completed within the time you have. This next tip was actually life-changing for me, and that is to sit at a desk when doing schoolwork. Don't do work in your bed. So I do know some people who do schoolwork in their bed and they have no problem focusing. They actually thrive doing schoolwork on their bed. But for people like me, I cannot do schoolwork on my bed. When I'm sitting on my bed doing schoolwork, I will just want to sleep. Sitting in a chair at a desk will actually help you to be more productive as it forces you to actually do work. The way it works for me is that sitting at a desk is obviously not as comfortable as it is working on a bed. So because I'm working in an upright position at a desk, it's not as comfortable, so that's what makes me actually get work done. That kind of makes me seem like I like to be uncomfortable when I'm doing schoolwork. No, that's not it at all. Working at a desk is comfortable, but it's not as comfortable as working on your bed. This next tip I have for you kind of piggybacks off the last one, and that is to make sure your desk is on the opposite side of your bed if it's in your room, or work at a table in a different room. The reason I say this is because sometimes when your desk is right beside your bed, even if you got yourself up to work at your desk, sometimes there might be some occasions where you're gonna have the desire to just take one step and jump onto your bed and take like a nap or like a break. I did this a lot when I was younger because my bed was right beside my desk. But I have learned from my mistakes and I am now sharing them with you. So if you have a desk in your room, put it on the opposite side of your bed. If that's not possible with the space you have in your room, try to place your desk so that your back is facing your bed. That way you won't be able to like look at your bed and just be tempted to lie down. Having the desk on the opposite side of your bed creates this walking distance from your desk to your bed, so you're less likely to go to your bed to take a nap or a break, which will help or force you to be more productive. When I suggested earlier about working at a table in a different room, that is mainly for those of you who don't have a desk in your room, or for those of you who still find it hard to work at a table in your room. The next tip I have for you is to make sure your workspace is clean. It will limit the distractions. I do understand that having a lot of little things around you may distract you, which is obviously not helpful if you want to be productive. So clean your workspace and organize it so that it is a minimal workspace. The next tip I have for you is to limit your screen time. Put your phone on the other side of the room or in a different room if you have to. Having your phone beside you while you work is the #1 biggest distraction out there. Sometimes when you're feeling bored, it's a natural instinct to reach for your phone immediately. And of course you might tell yourself, oh, I'm only gonna go on my phone for 5 minutes, but 5 minutes turns into 10 minutes, 10 minutes turns into 30 minutes, and 30 minutes turns into an hour. And you would have just wasted some good time to do schoolwork. I understand that in this generation, we do need our phones. It is sadly a part of life now. If you really do need your phone, I would set yourself certain times where you're allowed to use your phone. For example, you can tell yourself to work for 2 hours, and then after 2 hours you can have a 10-minute phone break. You can just create a similar schedule like that to allow yourself to have phone breaks while you work. This next tip may work for some people but may not work for others, and that is to play music. It may help you stay focused. I know some people who need silence in order to do their schoolwork, but then there's others who need music to focus. So if you're sitting alone in silence and having trouble focusing on your schoolwork, just pop some earbuds in and play some music. Personally, for me, I am like in the middle between needing complete silence and needing music. So if I'm studying for like an exam or like a test, I need complete silence. But if I'm writing up notes or I'm doing an essay or doing any assignments, I need music to focus. The next tip I have for you is to take breaks to rejuvenate your eyes. This happens to me a lot where I'm just looking at a screen for too long or looking at a textbook for too long and my eyes just start to give out on me. They just become so tired and I can no longer keep reading or focus in that matter. So take many short little breaks just to rest your eyes for a little bit. Give your eyes a little break from becoming strained by reading. The last tip I have for you is to take a power nap if you're feeling tired. Just sitting around, not being able to focus and thinking you don't have time to take a nap actually wastes more time than you think it does. I actually think that myself a lot actually, and I still do sometimes. So this is like a huge tip that I still think I need to learn myself. So if you're feeling really tired and you just can't function, take a power nap for like 30 minutes. That will just refresh you and allow you to be able to do work again. Like I said earlier, this tip is still something that I need to work on for myself. That is because more than I can admit, I really do think that I do not have time for naps. And because that thought is just kind of engraved into my brain, I unconsciously choose to keep working over taking a nap. And when I make that choice, I don't even get any work done. I just sit there staring at a screen, wasting time. If you're like me, you and I both have something to work on. We need to reestablish the thought in our heads that napping is not wasting time. Choosing to not take a nap when we're exhausted is actually what wastes the most time, because we're trying to do something and accomplish something when we can't even function. Alright guys, those are all the tips I have for you today. I hope you find these tips helpful in helping you to stay productive during online schooling. I know for a lot of us, online schooling isn't ideal, but it is necessary to limit the amount of COVID cases, so I just want to say stay strong, help each other out, and try to make the most of online schooling, and hopefully we can all get back into in-person schooling as soon as possible. If you like this video, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye now!
If time are you, I'll take the passenger seat. We can drive around